You're listening to the C1D Paintball podcast.
Hey there, Andrew. Welcome to the C1D Paintball podcast. Some of you keeners may realize that we're a day late recording this, but most of you won't know, won't care, and I can't blame you. I am with two people here I'm always happy to see, whether it's here on the podcast or especially at the field. I got Mike and Jeff with me. Mike, how was your Monday? It's always risky doing a podcast on a Monday because, Monday.
I had to get up extra early. Well, I don't want to say extra early, earlier than I normally do, and I had to bring my dad out to an eye appointment because he was getting his eyes dilated. So I had the day off from work. No work today.
Well, it's nice. It's nice you're helping your father. Jeff, what the hell did you do today?
Nothing. My day off today. My weekend is Monday, Tuesday this week.
There you go.
Wait, yep. So did a Costco run, and that was it.
For a second, you said wait, and it's like maybe he missed the work today. It's like shit. It's Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, shit.
It's even worse.
I'll be right back.
It's even worse. They didn't notice and call you and ask you where the hell you are, Jeff.
No, I know. It's like, no, don't worry. We got it. It's good. Stay home. Stay.
And
good,
we got
nice.
Trent. Trent's listening to us. Hello, Trent. You can talk in the chat because I actually added a chat window to the video version of this.
Oh, good. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah. So I was wondering what that was. And of course, the people that actually watch the video version, because I always highly recommend you subscribe to Spotify to listen to us for a real podcast. For me, it's like podcasts; it's just audio. But we for those of you watching it on YouTube with your phone, don't even look at the chat. I see Connor play these video games, and I guess it's Connor's listening right now. He's playing these video games and. All these streamers have chat windows that are flying by at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And he's watching it. He's laughing what people are saying. And I'm just sitting there going like, huh? I don't pick any of it up.
Hard to keep track of those things.
It is hard to keep track of all that. All right. So, like I said, we're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. And one of the reasons why I mentioned that is, subscribe. So, when stuff's coming out. And it is an exciting time of year because we got a lot of stuff coming out. I'm releasing a whole bunch of videos for us. Mike's also releasing his videos, which are C1D, pretty good one he laid down yesterday. And actually, there's a lot of action in that video of you holding Stonehenge in a game type we're going to talk about this episode called football or foosball, but I'll mention that.
Foosball.
I finished the first foosball game video late last night, and I was gonna swap it up for today's video, but I had to give Norm his due. If you haven't seen the video, it's I don't remember what the hell it's called because there's so many of them. But Norm, who I think we had him on the last podcast, and he was talking about the bounces and that. Well, his day finally came. We talked about that. Now there's the video. Hello, Connor, joining us there. And the name of this episode of the podcast, by the way, is called Therapy because for me, paintball is therapy. Going out and seeing all the crew, just talking about it in the morning. It's part of my routine, as you guys know. When I'm packing up, I pack the car and I take a picture and a video. I get there, we all check, who's coming, who's not. We make sure that Mike and Miranda going through the border, they're so dedicated driving from the States when we come out. And even Jeff, it's like, hey, how was the turnout? Just he wasn't able to be there, but he still checks in. And in a crazy world, no matter what you do, it's extra crazy nowadays, but there's a lot of times where people got shit going on in their life and they just want to get away from the world. And that therapy is the paintball field. It's not necessarily shooting everybody. Jeff, I think you saw that picture where Tom T was showing me a picture of his son on his phone. He's got a beautiful little baby boy who's 2 months old. And Mike took the picture. Cute. But Jeff, the look in his face? I mean, as Just
Dad.
yeah, it was really nice. But
Yeah.
that's not why the people are here to listen. Chris, thanks for joining the chat. We're going to talk about the day that was, and what the hell did I call the latest day of paintball? It is the therapy series. Look, see, this is why I'm simplifying things, right?
I have a hoodie that says paintball is my therapy.
That is true. That is true. We're gonna have to bootleg that, and what's a trademark?
C1D paint. It's not
Couldn't have
trademark.
came at a better time too, with winter and seasonal depression and all that good stuff. Getting out there, the nice weather.
Yeah.
It was a little chilly, but just getting out there and seeing everybody.
Actually, when you guys got there, Mike, and the second wave of players, because at first there was 6 of us there. It was myself. There was Trent. Actually, I've got the list here. I want to make sure this is much more cohesive. There was myself, Charlie, Gene, Nathan, Trent. Who else was there? There was just the 5 of us to start, including myself. And oh yeah, Green Rental was there. But then we did a head count. It's like, well, Mike and Miranda are coming. Green Rental had two or three of his buddies coming, and T was coming as well. But we had this first wave that was there. And for those that may not know, Green Rental is a young man just finishing high school this year, who joined us last year, just started coming to the field, and he became a member pretty quick. And when he showed up at the field, guys, because Mike and Jeff weren't there, Trent was there, but he was pumped. He had his belt with his magazines on as his dad dropped him off at the field, and he had his marker light, and he was just
ready to go.
Yeah, you guys know I love to talk, and he was just talking paintball. Got my buddies. Not only did they get a membership, they bought markers. It's like, that's how you hook them. You get them to do the financial investment. And
nothing better than seeing somebody so happy talking about it.
It was awesome. And you had Nathan, who drives from, I believe, Ottawa, to play with us. And at first it's like, because he said, how many people are coming? I said, we expect like 14, 16 players. And we ended up, I think, 14 or 16 in the end. But, there was just...
we had 15.
Yeah. And there was just 5 of us there at one point. He was worried. It's like, no, let's go out there and have some fun. But that enthusiasm of Green Rental. By the way, Mike, I don't know if it was just, if I haven't been paying attention, but the kid was throwing some ropes, and he was playing very well.
So I have a little video, and I wanted to give him a little shout out, actually. It's just a small little section, but I happened to get taken out of a game, and I kind of did what you did. I stood on the sidelines, and I kept my GoPro on, and I had told Miranda after the day was done that I'd watched. He's getting really good. It's awesome watching him grow just over the last couple months with us playing and stuff. He's getting really good. Wanted to give him a little shout out.
Yeah. Now Connor, I need a Padawan. Do I take him under my wing to the dark side? I don't know, Connor. You know what? You're still rocking that hopper. Although Connor,
Yep.
although Connor,
It's a.
You know how Connor checks his hopper? When it's empty. That's when he checks it. So people are like, well, we all run magazines. It's like he puts half a hopper, and he plays until it's empty. So like, don't throw that in there. No, Green Rental, his 2 buddies came, and I guess somebody's little brother came, and he got me in one of the games, the little guy, and I mean, he wasn't too little. Maybe he's just small, and I've actually belittled him. Get it? Small, belittle. But he took me out fair and square in one game. But I actually want to talk. I want to talk to you guys about, and you guys are going to take over talking for me, especially Mike when you showed up. But something big at the field was last fall on Village. Of course, they had a Halloween event where they put all the bales of hay there, right? And I remember we had the one November 11th, the last call for 2024. We played games there, but they put even more bales of hay. And Jeff, okay, because Mike, I think I told you when I was at the field, but Jeff, you know how when one team spawns 2 on village on top of the hill, and the other team spawns
Yep.
at 4 at the bottom? I mean,
Yep.
4 is the worst spawn on the field, and
You have to move out fast.
yeah. Well, 4 games. No, sorry, 2 games were played where it was 2 versus 4. 4 won each game cleanly because of these new barriers added with the hay.
Yes. I saw it in the picture because I didn't play the last call, so I went, where'd the hay come from? I didn't know it was part of the
It was
field.
it was crazy. It was actually crazy good, and it was, well. Again, don't get me wrong. The games were even, but like if I'm spawning on 2 on top, and for those of you who've never been to the field and you just happen to you drunkenly stagger across this podcast. 2 is on the top of this. It's a slight incline, and 4 is on the bottom, and it's just the way it is. And there's woods behind both, but it's just a big advantage on 2. Is anytime I line up on 2 and they're at 4, it's like, okay, guys, let's fan out in the usual position, and sometimes even say when there's rentals, you go, don't wipe them out too quickly. But oh my god, yeah, it was pretty fun. But so it's me, Charlie, Gene, and Nathan, because Trent, he had his little, what are they called, guys? The little CO2, you put in your Tipex, Jeff.
The programs.
Yeah, those.
It's called 12.
Yeah, so he bought himself he bought himself a little pouch for it, and somewhere he lost the pouch. So he goes, "Well, we're going to play just 2-on-3 while we're waiting for everybody else." And he says, "Well, we'll do 2-on-2s." And Trent went looking for that for his Tipex. So I'm there, and I'm playing with. It was me and Charlie started off against Gene and Nathan, and so we played 4 games like that, and we did pretty well. I mean, we did kill confirmed with 2 on each team, which is kind of just whatever, what the hell, right? But I wasn't really having a good game. Charlie was kind of carrying me, and then it's like, well, let's mix the teams up, and then Gene go with Charlie, Nathan come with me, and Nathan's there, and he's going, man, he goes, I'm really off today. He said something like that. It's actually at the start of a video I'm working on now. And then I realized, like, I'm the crappiest player out here. As a matter of fact, if you took our best players on our team, we have a really good players. I'll argue Gene, Charlie, and Nathan are right up there. And Nathan started playing with us last year. And Nathan says he's having an off game, and it's like, well, oh no, you're gonna have a shittier game now. But we actually did well. We won. But and I actually played a lot with Nathan. Now, Nathan's a player that started coming out last year, and hey, it's a good problem to have when you don't get to play with all your players because you have a big group like us. But Jeff, Mike, I've gone to the field many times with you guys where there's just a handful of us, and it's kind of nice to have that intimate feel. And you get to learn a lot about a guy. Like Nathan and I ended up with Green Rental in a game, and we took out his buddy at the end. And me and Nathan kind of sandwiched him. And as I shot him, and then Nathan shot him right after. And, I go to him and, hey, man, you took my kill. You're trying to steal my kill, just that kind of thing when you're with somebody. But I want Mike, because my voice is giving out, as everybody will be thrilled because I talk too much. Mike, I want you to explain the foosball. I'm not calling it football. The foosball game type. That will be the video of the first game you didn't play on will be this coming Monday, April, whatever it is, the 14th. And the subsequent game you played in will be probably the week after. So, Mike, explain the rules of this game type. And I just want everybody to know one thing. When I first heard the rules and the ref explained it, I thought, yeah. But it was a blast. So, Mike, the stage is yours.
All right. Well, you'll have to forgive me because the rules were in French and I got the half English rules, but so you'll have to chime in because the only thing I don't remember is actually who starts
Wait a minute.
Where the balls.
I got to stop you for a second. And people on Spotify are not going to like this. Jeff, is that an ODST flag behind you?
Yep.
Jeff, if you were a woman and could cook, I would marry you. Actually, if you could cook. Okay, I'm sorry, Mike. So please explain the rule. Please explain the rules as you remember them.
All right.
Already? How?
So it was a time-based game, unlimited lives, which is important to know. Go back to you get shot, go back to your spawn, touch the spawn, you're right back in the game, which is different than what we normally we're used to. But anyway, you got a football, little foam football. I'm kind of forgetful on how the game started, whether the ref had it or one of the teams
players
had it. But
one of the teams has it. You're supposed to run in and throw it right away.
Yeah, so beginning of the game, run in, throw it right away. That way people can see what's going on. You got the timer. What you want ultimately at the end of the game is for the football to be on the opposite side of the field, on the enemy side of the field. So once you throw it over there, you want to get over there and protect it, make sure they can't pick it up and throw it back to you. End of the timer, wherever it is, that's the game. That's the game. It's pretty simple. I might be missing a few things.
Yep.
But
there's a half.
Yeah,
and you cannot cross the half. You cannot cross the half. And
gotcha.
And there's
I actually didn't know that.
Oh, really? Jeff, do you see the flaw in that right away? If all you have to do is get it in the other team's end at the end of the game, I mean, what would you think you'd do if you had to win that game? What some people might think.
You sit on it until the last couple of seconds, and then you lob it.
Yeah. We said
as far as after it.
Yeah.
And then you start taking them out from behind.
Yeah. We had the gentleman's rule where, look, if you grab and touch the ball, you got to throw it up. And if you're going to throw it back, like if I'm in a bad position, I run, and before I get shot, I chuck it back to Mike, who's 10 feet behind me in a barrier, so then he can more safely chuck it. So we did this gentleman's rule where it's like, don't just hold it at your spawn. So this means, by the way, guys, we have to explain this to Nick thoroughly before he comes out. That's how you do it. That's how we do it. And the good news is, something else you may think is, automatically it's like you want to throw it somewhere where it's hard for them to get it. So you put it kind of in an open area. Maybe you put it on the road because we played it on market. Maybe you put it, just on the other side of Stonehenge where there's just an approach to it. But the thing is almost all of us had MagFed, including Trent, who had pistols. So there was limited ammo. And to start the very first game, I got 4 kills like right away, including Charlie twice. Ironically, a guy who was on fire all day, I hit him twice, and it's in a game where it's meaningless. But effectively, when they would throw the ball and put it in a spot that was hard for us, is we would wither them away, get the ball, and throw it back. Now, we took our time, but at the same time, we didn't take our time in the sense of, let's sit on it for 2 minutes, do a bum rush, and throw it. We methodically whittled down on the other team, and they did the same to us. I ran out of shots, and then I ran out of air, but I didn't go reload. It's like, Gene's there. It's like, Gene, throw me cover. People started using each other, and the very first game, which the video comes out, like I said, next Monday. Let's just say the ending is surprising, and it went down. It doesn't get any closer than it did for that. So now, Mike, you're when you played, your side actually won. Now, what did you think of it? Because I think the players who had played in the first one got a strategy, but what was your just whole feel of the game, and as the game went on and that? I mean, did you panic? Did you worry about ammo? I mean, what were you worried about? What were your feelings through the game?
I was a little concerned about ammo. But you told me as we were going out, you're like, hey, listen, you run out of ammo. It's unlimited lives. You run out of ammo. You can still use your brain, use your voice, let people know where the football is, and communicate and stuff. So I was a little worried about ammo, but I didn't have an issue with ammo. It was a super fun game for me. I managed to get in an amazing position. I couldn't see the ball for the first half of the game, so it was basically just me trying to get as close to the 50 as possible just to see what was going on. And for people that aren't familiar with the field, they call it, you guys call it Stonehenge. It's like 4 corners of, I don't know how you would explain it, but 4 barricades, like L-shaped. Nice little thing in the middle. But anyway, I managed to make my way up to that, which I would assume is that the 50 or what?
That's the 50. You're right up. You're right on the edge. You're right on the border, so to speak.
Yeah. So right when I got up there, I managed to see the football just right on the other side of Stonehenge, right in front of their spawn, actually, about directly in between me and their spawn, and I had a straight shot on it, and so. I must have stopped 6-7 attempts within a few minutes, and I was communicating with teammates behind me, making sure everyone knew where the football was, and it was just set up so good for us. And I believe the last minute was really, really hectic. I want to say, I don't know if Trent ran out of ammo or he just knew that there wasn't much time left, but 3 people went and finally made it to the football, dove behind the barricade. And in the last minute, it threw it to our side. It was the last 30 seconds probably. And it was the rush of the moment, so I have no idea who was next to me. But someone to the left of me, we were like, oh, there's the football. He went and grabbed it real quick, chucked it to where basically within the time limit, they would have had to sprint, dive, and throw it back. And we were able to cover it in the last 5 seconds and won the game. It was a really, really, really intense last minute. But I had a really intense. That was probably my favorite game of the day for sure.
Charlie did a barrel roll. Intense. Charlie did a barrel roll between cover and then dove out for the ball just to get hit. He has to drop it. As a matter of fact, Mike, that last chart when you threw it back and they'd gotten it over to your side just before, they had a big rush where 2 or 3 guys ran for it, and the first 2 get hit. And then the third guy, he picks up the ball, and then all of a sudden, and I've got it clear on my video, that'll be the second video, you just see yellow on his knee, and he just puts his head back, drops the ball. But, for us watching, it's like, oh my God. And the good thing was, I have no gun, I have no air, and I'm standing in the back, and you're telling people hey, he's on the water tank, the green tank on the right, somebody throw cover, because everybody knows where the ball is. You scream out what's going on, everybody can kind of see what's going on. And as you're doing that, it's almost like they're lining up in football, and you're making the calls and the lines adjust, and it's like they know you're going there anyway. They know you're going there, but you shout out, I want Gene, you, Trent, whoever. Well, no, Trent was on the other team. Sorry, Nathan. You shoot left, you shoot right. I'm going to go in the middle. Somebody else run behind me. And it was an absolute blast. It was just, at one point, Mike, even your team, it's the same like when I played in the first game. There's 2 or 3 guys that got an angle on the ball, but they're all going mag fed. So if you're one of those 3 guys, you got to make sure let's not run out at the same time, and you coordinate. And all of a sudden, one of them's gone. And you notice the guys walking back. It's like, no, man, you got to run back. And people were encouraging each other, and it was a real blast, So, and I was the only one.
I really hope that we throw that in the mix occasionally.
Okay, Trent says.
So what?
Sorry, go, Jeff. Go, Jeff. Sorry.
Infinite respawn, because to keep it from being a deathmatch. So because you didn't mention that part going. If you run out of paint, run out of air, you either took yourself out of the game, or you could just keep respawning but not have any
no, there was
refill. Is that how?
Nobody went for a refill, and you know how we kind of have that open rule when you have multiple lives you can refill, but
Depends on the game, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I would sit in this. I think something that might be really cool for this game type is if you do something like, okay, everybody, I don't know, you got 300 shots for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, well, personally, I run the little tank, but it just makes it really, really interesting. I mean, I would do something even like, okay, guys, how many of you have TMCs? Okay, so if you're running low, I can give you a mag. I mean, maybe I'm playing too much into it, but it was a lot of fun. And it was, who's the ref? He's got the mustache. He's been there for years. I forget his name. But
I'm not sure. I'm
he's
terrible with names, but he's cool, dude.
Yeah, he's their airsoft pro. He plays airsoft, and I think he might even be the head referee there. But he was saying this game type, and like I said, I went into it saying, it's whatever, we'll see what happens. You know how often that people have good games, and it ends up just being even with infinite lives, it just ends up being people just killing each other, just a shoot fest.
Everything just turns into a team deathmatch.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, it's a lot of words just to get that out. But no, it came down to it, and everybody just bought into it. It was a lot of fun. But the game that you played, Mike, T didn't know you couldn't pass the 50, so he's walking along the back road that you drive in on by the plane, and he's wiping people out. It's like, no, go back. And he's like, no, I'm going to pull myself out of the game. No, T, get back in. We'll just have some fun. And yeah, it was a shockingly. Shocking isn't the word. It was good fun, and we do have to bring that in the rotation. I don't think you play every time. I think you can.
I gotta say, I got the most eliminations in one game. Not that that's all that matters, but it just felt good. I was popping heads that game, and there was a lot of targets with the unlimited respawn.
But you were also doing it at a good time. Like I mentioned, I got 4 kills to start the game. The most useless time to do it. And they threw the ball in on your game. They threw the ball in first, and it was just past Stonehenge on the enemy side, but by the road, so it was open. But Mike's team was actually my team, but I sat off. They didn't run up. They just sat in the back. They looked where everybody was, and they kind of moved people in position before they went to the ball and went in. So it was fun. Okay, we got some comments here.
Yeah.
Trent saying 20 seconds remaining. I dropped the Tipex for more speed, sprinted, dove for the ball, threw it over. Then somebody threw it back very quickly. There you go. That was what you're talking about, Mike. Yeah.
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 It was all a blur.
And of course, we did the team deathmatch and everything. And then I did the usual Andrew thing, although I played in 11 games. You guys did a few games on base after that?
I didn't. Miranda was having some mag issues, so I let her. As the rain started too, and a few people left after lunch. I think there was 7 of us, including me. So I decided to let Miranda use my marker, and that's where I just got all those pictures.
Oh, geez.
But yeah, they played a few. What did you guys play, babe? Just team deathmatch? I think it was just a few team deathmatches. But the rain was coming down at that point.
So there was 2 kids' parties of low impact there, by the way. And of course, the 68s we're playing regular. We're using frostbites. The kids are using 50s. They're not frostbite. So they're not breaking. These kids, for a good portion of them, who it's their first time out, walked away with a lot of bruises on that day.
You won a 50?
Yeah, jeez.
You didn't have any smokes?
I threw the one smoke I had the micro smoke, a tiny little one. It was during football, and I immediately got hit. It was a shitty throw anyway. Okay, I got to talk about.
It was
something.
really windy that day too.
Yeah,
I don't know how good smokes would work that day.
And it was sleet for the first few minutes. It was raining. It was sleet because we were in the safe zone, and we heard the and it sounded like a faucet. And it's like, it's not raining that hard. You're looking there, and it's like, no, it's like sleet. But then it was a cold rain. I would argue that the weather might have been better 2 weeks previously, but You
I was like
know?
window laughing.
Yeah. No, it was fun. But I got okay. On a serious note here, guys, and this is probably to all the C1D players, is we have to address a serious issue with the club right now. We do have a problem. We have a Charlie problem because Charlie, for the second time out, just owned the field, and he's such a nice guy, and he laughs, and and he's not malicious. He also just doesn't seem to miss that. And I've been playing with him since like Connor and I since like 2019, and he didn't come out too many times last year, maybe once or twice. But like Mike, you were like me. I had to play when I played with him in the first few games, 2v2s. It was okay. I didn't even know where the hell he was for my team. He just would eliminate people. Mike, you said the highlight of your day is you actually took him out in a game, and I can relate to that.
Yeah, I was I was celebrating, not not that I'm like sinister or anything like that, but I think I've gotten into a few fights with him. He is very hard to see. But every time I get shot, I always try to, when I'm walking off the field, try to see who it was, or at least which angle it came from. So I know I've gotten into plenty of fights with him, and I've lost every single one. And I actually got into just a really intense firefight. And not only was I fighting with him, I was taking shots from the other direction. Went through like 2 whole magazines. I hit his hopper a couple times, and he hit my sight protection.
Yeah.
So we were like this close from taking each other out multiple times. And I at one point in time, I looked down, I was like, T, how did I not get him? How did I not get him yet? He's just too fast. And I snuck one through the tree and the barrier that he was sitting at, and I saw him put his hands up, and my heart stopped. I was like, nuh-uh, that wasn't me. I didn't do that. But yeah, we got back into the bunker, and we started talking about it, and he showed me his hopper, or the top of his gun was just covered. He was like, yeah, that was you. That was really, really, really good fight, but I managed to take him out. So yeah, that was one of the highlights of the day for sure.
For those sorry, Jeff.
Tie his bootlaces together.
Yeah,
I will next time.
He's just one of those players that he always goes in the guts of the field. He always goes in the guts of the field. Like 2 weeks ago when we did the opening day break the ice, and because I sat off every second game, just weaning myself back into the season. So I'm on the second floor watching. It's like, oh, that's a stupid place to go. And no, he's just wasting players. He's one of those guys that he does that, and just that's what happens. I mean, we've got some very talented players in the group, and we're not going to make a tier list where we rank everybody and embarrass them. But I mean, there's a handful, again of the players. Yeah.
The clip you made of him needs to be studied for science or something, because that was absolutely phenomenal.
And he ran into that position.
When you said that he took 2 people out, and I'm watching the video, until you slowed it down, I was like, no, he didn't. I think someone else took that other guy out, and then you slowed it down.
Mm-hmm.
He run up, pop. It was like not human-like.
Yeah,
I've never seen anything like that.
So for those of you who haven't seen the video, or I'll describe it. So he runs in. He's got a guy just kind of. He's got a guy straight ahead of him, and he's got to turn around the barrier to probably not quite 90 degrees, and then pop the other guy. Those 2 players, the first one straight ahead of him, it's Green Rental. He plays tight over the barrier, and he had his mask showing. And so Charlie runs into position, stops, pops him, and right in the mask, the only place he had, because marker hits don't count at the field. And then turns and gets, of all players, Gene, Gene is incredibly aware of where he is on a field. And with those pistols, he's a quick draw. And he actually caught him flat-footed. But it was, I mean, look, sometimes our reflexes are low, but it's the fact that he ran in, hit the first guy, turned, and hit the second guy precisely, like fluidly. And
I watched the video. Gene is on a bad angle. Like he got flat-footed going, I got nowhere to go.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things that, with Gene there, a good player is, you better not have more than 1 or 2 seconds, because when Gene saw and his peripheral vision, this guy coming in, Gene normally would come out and pop him. Now, we all have things that happen in paintball. Like usually, I mean, we've all gotten a double kill here or there where you get the one guy, then there's somebody beside him, and you just have to go like this. No, we're talking the guy did a 90-degree turn flawlessly. And no, it was pretty impressive. He's one of those guys, and we all know players we play with every week or most times we come out, that it's like you got to pay, especially when it gets more serious, or when your team's breaking down. It's like, where's so and so, and we said it for years. Like if there's so many players. There's good players like, well, Christ, when Nick and Nevin were playing together 2 weeks ago. It's like they're both good players, and you got to watch them individually. But when they were going together, it's like when you saw one, it's like, the other one's behind them backing it up. But it's like when obviously Michelangelo, Thomas, doesn't matter if he has a pump. Thomas, you got to watch out him. Connor, where the hell he's on the field. Add Charlie to that list. If we ever draw sticks and those 4 guys are on one team, it's just accept your fate.
I'm going home.
I'm going home.
Going home sick that day.
Or I'm happy as hell if I'm on their team. Yeah. It's going to be, I don't
Chris
have to
goes,
watch.
Chris goes, I love playing against those players. Makes you step up your game. He's talking about playing against people like Charlie. Mm-hmm. Gotta love a challenge. I usually go after guys I know will give me a challenge.
Yeah. And he's a very humble
Connor
guy
comes
too.
Connor comes in with, I love to shoot the old slow and defenseless players. I won't say what he put in parentheses after that.
With the exception of Jeff, he's too good of a shot. He did write that.
I've been playing a lot.
There you go. Oh, speaking, and I can't believe I forgot to mention it. During football, Jeff, you get to name the player. During football, when the game started and their team came in and they threw the ball, and 3 of them set up to camp it. About, 25 feet behind them, on an outside angle in the shadows, was a C1D player with a perfect angle just waiting. Who do you think that might have been?
Did you get a brand new marker for Christmas? And did she braid her hair this time?
It's mandatory, I think.
Yeah.
And now in that second video, I actually went in to show her there. And then I when the ball moved, she's like, all of a sudden just puts her marker down and she waits because she knows that's a good spot. She figures it's going to end up back there again. And it did. And then the marker comes up again. And the only thing I'm thinking is like, I'm glad I sat this one out.
Yeah, I think she got a few good shots that game for sure with that angle.
Oh yeah. That was she of course she found that spot. That's what she does. Okay, so the next time we're going out is in 2 weeks, and that's the thing we're going to look at here, because the next time out is it would be Saturday the 19th. Now, we tentatively looked at having a night game on the 18th, but looking at the field and the condition it's in, it's going to be a little drier, but the footing won't be great. So if you can't see where your feet are, and base isn't going to be ready. Yeah. So I'm thinking we can push that back 2 weeks, so the night game is like in better conditions, and we'll do the Saturday there. So we'll do Saturday what is the date I just sent there? The 19th, I believe. Yeah, the 19th. Yeah. So we'll set that up for Saturday the 19th. And Connor, he's freezing something off. That is correct, Connor. It was at night it's not going to be nice. The footing's kind of bad. They still got the puddle. They still got the stream and village behind point number 3.
In the creek?
The crick, as they say in the States. And hey, do we want to have the swap meet?
I don't say that.
Do we want to say that?
I don't.
That's more Southerners. They say that. Like Tennessee area and that. He spent a lot of time in Tennessee. Yeah, we can have the swap meet. Like maybe before D-Day before D-Day where we just bring our stuff, our extra stuff. Like I got extra grips, extra sights. We all bring it, we trade or buy and or compensate for deficiency in trades. I think that might be good for
As
everybody.
long as Nick's there. As long as Nick's there, I'm there.
Well, if you
Go
don't
through
want
that.
that, no, Nick's fair. Nick will give you something. I think I gave him an angled grip or an old Magwell grip, and he goes, "Can I really just have it?" It's like,
Nick is
"Yeah, of
always
course."
giving me stuff. I think the
Yeah.
first couple weeks we were playing, he realized that we didn't have a ball carrier.
Okay.
Just, one of the... Yeah, and he realized we were playing with hoppers, and I was like, I'll get one day. And he saw me just struggling with the bags every time, and he showed up one day, and he's like, "Here, I got you and your wife this ball carrier. It's small, but here, here's a gift."
Nick's great.
He gave me some pants last
Oh,
time.
there you go. Yeah,
He gave
Jeff's showing
Miranda
his
some
off.
pants.
Yeah, the sponsor from like last August.
Nick is great. When the new guys come in, when we get new people joining, and I mentioned it before to Green Rental for when him and his buddies are there on Saturday. It's like they're talking about getting stuff for their guns, their markers, sorry. And I said, remember when Nick's here, like ask him. He's got a lot of stuff, or he if he doesn't have it still, he knows a lot of options with it. I mean, it's so great having him on. Plus he organizes extra events and stuff like that too. It's so we got so many good guys coming out there. By the way, if everybody who says they're going to come to D-Day comes, and I anticipate more people joining, I believe we're at 31 now.
Holy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We're going to need a bigger boat, as Quint said. Was it Quint? No, Quint didn't say that in
carve out our own little spot there.
Yeah, no kidding. Our own little field, there. So we're looking good for D-Day. Was it some guys mentioning here? Trent, Nick helped me with my battle belt. Good portion of my paint pack project. Chris, I got a few random pod packs I need to get rid of. More modern one as a primary, absolutely. And when you upgrade, somebody's looking at what you're upgrading from, and to them that's an upgrade. So it's I think of all sports, like paintball, as far as a pay it forward thing is probably one of the big ones out there. It's
absolutely.
Oh, wait a second. I missed what he said before, Chris. I traded a couple of beers for an impact barrel bags and a new spire. My ball carrier is covered in stickers.
Spire lid.
Yeah. You can tell the noobs when their ball carrier is like naked. It hasn't got all the stickers on it. And speaking of naked, no, it's not good. There you go. He's got his stickers there. In the mail this week will be we got a couple of jerseys for a couple of guys that bought the jerseys. We got the new Purple Haze microfibers, our new armbands coming from Intensity Customs, the best place for paintball gear. And you know what? So you said the last weekend in Jeff, the last weekend in April, does that mean you're, the last weekend's the 26th. So will you not be there on the 19th?
No, actually I will be there on the 19th. So the way the rotation from,
okay. Yeah.
We did a new shift on the 27th, but I have the 19th, 20th off, the 25th, 26th, then the 27th. But then I start, that week is the actual 5/2, and after that, I have every weekend off after that. So basically, I'm good from the 19th on for every Saturday. So, however you want to mess that up, I can play.
All right, Jeff. That means you're the poster boy and the propaganda for the next game day. Okay. All right. So we're going to wrap this up here. I want to thank everybody for listening, whether you listened to on Spotify, whether you listened and watched on YouTube. Feel free to drop us a follow, so this way you don't miss an episode. And in all the shenanigans, remember when I say to subscribe to our YouTube, just you don't have to subscribe, just enjoy the videos and that. But Mike makes videos as well, and they're great. I know Killhit's got a sore back; he isn't out yet, but when he comes out, he makes some outstanding videos as well. Go have fun. You get the essence of what we do, and what do we do? Just shenanigans. Shenanigans.
We do shenanigans.
And by the way, for Trent, because Trent, that's one of the things I just about forgot. So that was the third outing of Trent with us. The first outing, he played Operation Rush with us. The second outing was the Break the Ice, which everybody got really shooty because it was all C1D and everybody got their shiny gifts, their box mags, and were shooting people like hell. And this time out, it was a little bit more tame. So I think Trent's learning the up and downs of how we roll. And I believe not the 19th, but the time we play after that, we're going to have our junior members, Ben coming out with his buddy Liam, and we will have some fun. And you know what? Would it be fun to do a low impact thing, even if it's for just like an hour and a half or something? Where we just do low impact on something like, I don't know, capture the low impact on tire ball.
Do we start the day with it or do we end the day with it? That's the question.
No, we start the day with it.
We start the
because
day
it just was weird, like to go from playing like what happened with the 1v1. We're playing 6 to 8 all day, and as soon as they gave us the 50s, it's like, what is this thing? You can tell you about like, whoa. Okay, I feel nothing.
Yeah, at least they'll be warmer.
Now
It'll be warmer. It's not like those poor kids on Saturday that just got pelted. It's not breaking. Yeah. Just call yourself out, kid. Okay, so
I'm not still alive.
Okay, so for those listening live, we got Trent, Connor, and Chris sticking around. We'll invite you here and just have a group chat. For everybody else, we'll be signing off. Mike, Jeff, as always great having you on there. We will see you out there in the field. Yeah, so go out there, be kind to each other, because remember, at the end of the day, yes, it's my outro for this now. It is just a game.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like us, rate us, and tell everybody about us. Thanks for listening.